Mark Bell from supertraining.tv. This is a max effort squat deadlift session. David Baff is killing himself with sumo deadlift with some chains. Got about 4 chains on there. There's McRileyton going with some sumo deadlifts also. Chains are accommodating resistance, adding weight to the top. Approximately 80 pounds of chains at the top of the lift there. Got me and Treston Scholl kind of going back and forth on this day. Very tough lift. You know, we're trying to do triples. You know, oftentimes in powerlifting, we're used to doing singles and doubles, and sometimes it's just you're just better off trying to make the lift a little bit harder for yourself and actually creating an environment where you actually have to lift less weight. So we'll do things like deficit pulls, or we'll do things where we try to add repetitions, things like that. It's Tara Getty trying to go, you know, with her suit on here, and she just struggled on the day. She's not used to it. She had a pair of, I believe she had a pair of briefs on underneath there too. Kind of a whole new monster when you're trying to get all your gear on. Setting up on this day, I wasn't really getting my back straight the way I'd want to. Normally I'd get my back straight before I throw my hips back. You can see I'm a little bit craned over there. Weights to fall off the side. Got 2.8 reps, I guess, there. That was 650 pounds plus the 80 pounds of chain. Jessica Brown going here with some reverse band work off the box. The reverse bands are going to allow you to overload at the top, allow you to handle more weight, build confidence. It's also a great way to test out new gear. You don't have to be scared that the gear is going to kick your ass. Justin's setting up pretty good. He can be a little bit closer to the barbell there. He could also have his back straighter. Because his back wasn't straight, he was unable to lock out that second rep there. You want to try to get your back flat. You know, you hear a lot of people talking about arching up. You don't necessarily need to arch up, but you do want to try to pull your chest up, and you do want to try to scoot your hips as close to the barbell as you can. And sometimes, when you know, in powerlifting terms, we tell somebody to arch up. People are so stiff and so solid and have built up so much muscle. When you tell them to arch, they just actually make their back straight. So we're really looking for the back to be neutral. We're trying to keep the hips much lower than where the shoulders are, especially in the sumo deadlift. That's 650 right there with the chains. Had to come back and get the 3 reps because I was frustrated. The weights fell off the side. There's Jessica going again with a reverse band squat. Jessica's making some pretty good improvements on her squats and her deadlifts. She's been working in some new gear and working on her bench as well, so we'll look for her to hit some pretty big numbers coming up. Got Robot working on some sumo deadlifts as well. Him and Austin Baumgarten going back and forth with, they have about 40 pounds of chains on there. Going to go with a conventional pull. Robot has pretty good form on both lifts. He could probably do a little bit better job of getting more of his body back behind the barbell, but you can see he's real limber through the hips. He's able to really kind of almost squat the weight up. But you don't want to squat the weight up too much because then it means you're going to be moving the barbell too far. You want to try to be in as optimal a position as possible, and you can find your own position simply by just experimenting with it. You can squat down as low as you want and try to pull from a really low squat position, and you'll see the first thing that will happen is your ass will shoot up. And so you want to do from there is actually just put your ass to wherever your butt was when the weights moved off the floor. That's probably the most optimal position for your butt to be in. But again, you do always want your hips much lower than where your shoulders are. You see Robot did a pretty good job there, but I would again say that he could probably still do a little bit better job of getting his whole body back behind the barbell. The best sumo pullers in the world are the Russians. So if you're trying to learn it, you're trying to pick it up, just YouTube it and watch some of those guys go. The Ukraine, the Russian guys, those guys are cream of the crop, and that's where you're going to learn how to do it the best. Got Jim McDonald going with a reverse band squat here. Got about 6 plates on there, I think. Austin's been working real hard in this form. You can see he pulls his chest through. And the other thing that I like to look for is that he's trying to pull his belt through. So you can even see his belt at the bottom of the exercise. Same thing with robot. That's telling me that they're forcing their hips forward at the bottom before the weight ever leaves the floor. That's it from supertraining.tv.